It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. Moments away in Boston, it'll be the Celtics going up against the New Orleans Pelicans. Well, for New Orleans, these guys are playing good basketball with 7 wins in their last 10 games, and they like their chances tonight. And we get to see the Brow in action tonight. Scary that it's still so early in his career. Kenny, just how good can Anthony Davis get?
Well, he's
Look
dominant.
at that brow you got right there.
Oh, my.
Whoa,
I have a double brow.
Man, that thing has a
duo
taken on a
brow?
life
I have
of
a
its
double
own.
brow. I have a
Duo brow.
Yeah. It
It
does.
weighs about 14 pounds.
It's
doesn't
thick,
it?
though. It's thick, but it's a duo.
Anyway, AD.
Well, anyway, he's dominant in almost every aspect of the game. A big guy who can handle the ball. He can run the floor. He can shoot jump shots. He can defend. And he's a force any way you put him.
I want to see how smart you guys are.
Okay.
If he was a reptile, which reptile would he be?
Oh, a raptor.
Ernie,
If he were a reptile,
what would he be?
he'd be,
Taking too long, Ernie. He'd be a versatilian.
Ooh.
Teams should be nervous of what he can do in 3 years. You like that?
Versatilian.
Versatilian.
that
like
is.
that.
I'm surprised that you've waited this long to break that one out. A versatilian.
Dr. O'Neal, baby.
Okay.
Amphibious.
Kevin Harlan, it's all yours.
Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. Along with Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and Hall of Famer David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. Boy, do we have a treat for you folks. The big ticket is here. Kevin Garnett in the house. KG, welcome.
Man, a lot of people don't know that you actually gave me the name, The Big Ticket. Dude, K-Hard, man, I hope you got a package of all this somewhere. I hope you own all the names that you've given over the years.
You are the big ticket still. Great to have Kevin Garnett. Looking at Boston, they took a win in their last game against the Bulls in Chicago.
Yeah, and anytime you can get the looks they got and have the ability to shoot it like they do, that is a lethal combination.
Well, Greg, how about the field goal percentage and how impressive that was? They seem to be knocking everything down.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, Kyrie Irving is excited to leave Cleveland for a bigger role in Boston. He said, challenges are what makes us most human. Conquering fear of failure, showing people you're the best, and that you've prepared for this moment. Those are the things that interest me. Kevin?
Yeah, he's wired differently, DA. Thank you. Kevin, listening to the value you placed in preparation, practice to you was obviously important.
Practice to me was very important. Preparing was very important. You know, scouting reports, being clear, understanding rotation, understanding what the goal was, understanding the plan. Like, I took all that to heart because I had to be the relayer of that. I had to articulate that to players. I had to be the one in pick and rolls calling out the coverages and stuff. And if I didn't know that, then, you know, Rondo, the guards, they didn't know. So
they were going to get blasted.
So I had to be on top of that. So that was part of the responsibility, one of my responsibilities of just being a professional and being ready to play.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. They've got Etuan Moore. Davis is out there with Julius Randle. Then it's Miller, and it's Payton in at the 1 spot.
Ref's calling it close already as he picks up a quick early foul.
Irving against Payton. Puts it up from 15. Irving, good. Irving's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Celtics. Irving against Payton. Passes it to Moore. Shot clock at 6. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
I'll tell you, the floater is a shot that takes great touch, but that one looks pretty leaving his fingertips.
Irving against Payton, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And Moore kicks to Randle. Irving with the steal. In the corner, it's Hayward. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Hayward's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Outside, Davis. And so just over a minute and a half played.
As dangerous as he is inside, Davis gives opponents nightmares when he's able to get to the mid-range. He's very reliable when he steps back and takes the jump shot. Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And Kevin, you were drafted back in 1995, straight out of high school. You ever wonder how your career might have been different had you played some college basketball?
When I look at college, those are people that are going to, if not preparing themselves for something else. I was doing the same thing at a rapid rate, doing it through college.
Very accelerated rate.
Very accelerated rate. What people was getting in 4 years, I was probably getting in 6 months, if not 3 months, and had to understand and articulate it. Then I got to block out. I got to understand what all that is and how finance and economics work and how it affects me. And now I got to strategize from when I'm going to do certain business moves throughout this whole season and be able to talk to an owner and talk and negotiate and go back and forth within a certain timeline. This is all stuff that you don't get in a book. This is all on the ground. You got to learn it, and you got to have a passion for it. You can't sit back and let somebody do your job for you. You got to know what it is. To be able to teach someone something is elite to me. So, you know.
And it was a process, and you enjoyed the process, though, right? Because you were a sponge. You absorbed so much as from a person watching you go through all this.
Kev, I'm a student.
Yeah.
And you know me. You've been knowing me since I was a kid. You saw my growth. You saw when I struggled. One thing about struggle, you always have a chance to do something about that. I like to think that in life you have a choice. You can, it's what you do and how you do it. And I've always wanted to be a person of quality. Always wanted to be a person of class. You know that. And I'm a professional, and I was taught that you don't get to pick and choose when you're a professional. And I like to think that I've learned through my mistakes, and I've applied the stuff that I've learned through my mistakes. Some of the things I'm teaching these young guys, some of the things I'm talking to these young guys about is just simple experiences and how I messed up. And if I could do it over, I would do it like this. And if I could talk to, my parents, and I have parents like your parents, I would sit down and I would say this. Relating to these young guys, understanding these young guys, understanding, period, says a lot for everything, bro. That's what I've learned through all of this.
Unbelievable. Here's Miller after the basket by Boston. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Miller's got his first points of the game.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
Pass to Hayward. Over Miller. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Now that's where they want to go with the ball. They can tolerate a few misses as long as he gets his touches inside.
Kevin, you think about having that killer instinct, that killer mentality. You go against a Kobe Bryant, he would tear your heart out, as you would his.
And you have to understand that we all recognize that about each other. Tim Duncan would be the same. Rasheed Wallace would be the same. I would think of Allen Iverson would be the same. Vince Carter would do the same. These are guys who, Trace McGrady, Chauncey Billups, these are all guys who kill O'Neal. These are all guys who don't care. And that's how it should be. And that's the game.
You can't be great unless you are, I don't think, can you?
I think you have to possess that killer instinct.
Jordan.
Man, listen, Michael Jordan was one of the darkest, seriously. Jordan could go into a place where he could go repetitive and he could go on talking to you. And the more he talked, I thought the better he got. And I thought the madder he got, the better he got. And the more upset and the more you didn't trap him, the more he was ticked off that you wasn't. Bro, there's a whole matrix to it. Like, seriously, this game is levels to it. And the ones that understand that have been in that understand what I'm talking about.
There's not a great player that hasn't been there.
No, because they understand that moment. When you got there, when you in that moment, you're just riding the wave. You're just going to ride it. Great ones know what I'm talking about.
His high percentage shot right at the rim, and he's wondering what happened.
Hayward can hit.
That's as good a look as he's going to get beyond the arc, but there are no sure things from that range, even for him.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. Pelicans shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And he makes the first. And both free throws good for Davis.
Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
And the type of leader you are, Kevin, the idea of coaching must have crossed your mind at some time. Am I right or no?
Oh, no. Listen, I like to think.
Too much?
You know what? You have to have a certain patience with coaching. I like to think of myself as a teacher. I like to think of myself as being able to articulate certain things about the game, having a high IQ, being able to translate that from, how I'm thinking to showing you. Those are the things that enthusiastic about, some stuff I want to show about. I don't have any enthusiasm about being out here, X's and O's, drawing up a play. That, man, being a coach is a huge responsibility.
And if they couldn't match your intensity, I'm sure that would frustrate you as a coach, right?
You have to understand that not matching my intensity, but getting a goal done. How you go about something is your way. As long as we're here to reach the same goal.
Yes.
I can't tell you how hard to do something, but I will hope that you would do it hard enough to where it was preventative or however hard it took to reach the goal. And, I've always said that if I'm able to teach someone and get them to work with me, I would hope that they would put some velocity in it in the hopes in which I win at it. That's the only way you got to go at it.
Well said. Boston making a switch here. Baines is checked in. And he can't hit the second. Celtics trail by 3. And here is Irving. Last game we saw him score 32. Puts it up from 17. They grab their own miss. Out to Hayward. The 19-footer is on the money. Hayward's got 7 points.
Well, he just keeps rolling right now. What a terrific quarter for him on the offensive end.
Payton looking it over. Davis finds Payton. Releases. And the Pelicans miss again.
Well, yeah, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. No reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame.
It's tipped. Outside Irving. Over Payton. And it's Irving missing.
Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one.
And Kevin, to see you come in straight out of high school into the NBA, you forget, but it was so historic because we had not seen a high school player in such a long time.
Right. Yeah, at that time, it was 20 years before anybody had ever thought of the idea. I figured that I had the work ethic and the passion and the appetite for it, and I never looked back. I never second-guessed my decision, and when I did second-guess myself, I got in the gym and changed it.
The greatest picks in the history of the draft. And here is Payton following the three-pointer by Kyrie Irving. Here's Davis, and that one drops for him. He has 6.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Irving with the ball. Now Payton defending. Good on the triple. That's 12 points for Gordon Hayward.
Ooh, with a player this hot, I don't see their lead going anywhere.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
And if you're sensing a concern, best thing you can do is call timeout.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. You've got to get this game under control. I think he sees some adjustments he can make.
Boston making some changes. Morris is checked in for Tatum. Marcus Smart comes in for Brown. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Kyrie Irving. The Pelicans also changing it up. Okafor is checked in for Randall. Iritic comes in for Darius Miller. And Ian Clark subbed in for Ejuan Moore. Now here's Okafor. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And again, no good by New Orleans. Celtics leading by 3 to the paint. Here's Hayward. And Hayward with the stuff.
Well, you have to admire how Smart is running this offense right now. He has a knack for spotting open teammates.
It's stolen by Morris. Outside, Smart. Now the pass to Rozier. to the middle. Looking for Hayward. He gets it there. Rozier against Payton. Kicks it to Mirotic. Pass to Davis. Over Morris. And Rozier pulls it down. Boston's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Here's Smart. Out to Hayward. Celtics passing it around. Rozier up top. Covered by Payton. Shot clock at 3. Another shot. No good there. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Their last encounter was in New Orleans.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Kevin, you talk a lot about passion, but also fundamentals. Who are some of the guys you faced that had great footwork that you admired and maybe even picked something up in terms of footwork after watching them play?
You know, footwork that jumps right out at me. Charles Barkley had really good footwork.
Interesting.
He was 6'4", undersized.
Yes.
He was able to use his body a lot. He was very physical. A lot of people don't know Charles Barkley had an unbelievable vertical. Tim Duncan had really good feet also. Rasheed Wallace had really good feet work. Shaq, believe it or not, I didn't really guard a lot of Shaq, but Shaq had a really good feet. You know, you can really go through the whole catalog of guys. I'm thinking Zach Randolph because he was always opening up. Chris Bosh had really good feet.
Great names. Daniel Tice is checked in for Gordon Hayward. And so Anthony Davis nails both of them. Boston leading by 3. Outside, Smart. He kicks to Morris. Over Payton. Morris, no good.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
Now, here is Mirotic. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Just 5 to shoot. 3-pointer. It's rebounded by Tice. And the wide open shot from Morris. Boston again missing. Clark kicks to Davis. And finished off by Davis.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
And check out the numbers for Smart. His last 10 games, he's getting around 8 points a game, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
And Kevin, you talk about the makeup of a championship roster. Can you win it if you're not bound together, if you're not like a family?
I don't know. I only have one as a family.
Yeah.
And I just don't know them going forward and doing something together that it represents family. I think that if you're doing something alone, that says solo. If you're doing something as family, it makes it a lot more easy.
Well said. Here's Rozier, following the basket by Anthony Davis. Rozier, the pass to Morris. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east. Already we are in December. Look at Milwaukee. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And of course Boston, 2 games back.
And, you know, for Boston, as talented a team as they are, has performed at a very high level this season. Everything's gone according to plan up to this point.
And their job now is a simple one. Keep doing exactly what they've been doing and get themselves in the best position possible for the postseason.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Here's Tice, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Rozier kicks to Smart. Boston, no good that time either. And here's New Orleans now. They've got an 8-0 run. Payton outside. Passes it to Clark. Right side Davis. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now, here's Rozier. 11 points for him in that last game against the Bulls in Chicago. Morris inside. Mirotic is there. Morris with the bucket.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by New Orleans.
A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Davis dishes to Mirotic. Davis surveying the floor. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Morris inside, covered by Mirotic, and it's blocked by Mirotic.
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been his best quarter, but we know he won't get discouraged. This guy will keep grinding.
Pass to Davis. And it's Davis finishing it off.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. And so it's New Orleans heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Al Horford provided some insight on why he decided to sign with the Boston Celtics.
What put me over the edge to make this switch is just the depth that I saw with this team. It's an up-and-coming young team that we have a chance to be good for many, many years, and it was something I wanted to be a part of.
Playing for a historic franchise like the Boston Celtics, Greg, they've got, of course, the great fan support, great history, something Horford relishes.
A great choice. A team with depth and youth. They have a chance to be good for a long time.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
Well, already in the first period, they found ways to get this offense ramped up.
Well, I think one key is they've controlled the tempo so far. And I know it's early, but it helps to have this kind of lead. Oh! This is where the frame of Morris allows him to absorb that contact and push right through it.
And Doc Rivers, your coach with the Celtics, such a great leader, brought your team together. Talk about that.
You know, he brought us the belief from Mbutu and bringing all of us together and that you give yourself for the greater of the group. And everybody bought into that. And when you hear about when Miami won, Pat Riley had all those guys give something to the pot and giving yourself to something. And when you think about what team is, all these great coaches, these great minds, these great philosophers, it all surrounds that whole little philosophy right there, giving yourself to be able to get something and gain something.
Very interesting.
Very, very interesting, but a true philosophy in winning.
Hill looking around, looking for Payton. He gets it there. And Rozier pulls it down. And here's Rozier. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
I'll tell you, the feed puts him in prime position to convert. The assist was where it needed to be.
Payton finds Mirotic. Hill with it. Back to Mirotic. Jacks up a 3. Rebound Boston.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Here's Clark. No points in the game yet for him. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Rozier the pass to Tice. Feeds to Horford. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Well, that's just about sheer effort from Al Horford. The defense made their presence felt, but Horford utilizes his length.
Hill kicks to Okafor. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Horford. The Pelicans have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. And that one falls for Okafor. And some changes here for the Celtics. Tatum, he's checked in for Daniel Tice. Jaylen Brown comes in for Marcus Smart. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Terry Rozier. Randall's checked in for New Orleans. Ejuan Moore comes in for Peyton. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Celtics trail by 5. Brown wide open, he fires. Misses the 3.
Well, that's the shot they want. He always has the green light when he's that open. Boy, one miss isn't going to change that.
Here's Clark. From down in the low post, it goes. Clark's got his second basket.
Boy, he's able to get to the hoop, Kev, because of that great solid screen.
Moore finds Clark. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. And the Pelicans lead by 9.
You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
For Boston, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Irving attacking. It's Clark with the rebound.
Man, look at how well the defense does to cut his path to the basket. Comes up empty on what might have been an easy play.
The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Well, they haven't had to force anything. They're simply moving the ball and working for the best available shot.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And with the Tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
Well, Greg, I think I love the timeout call. At least it gives you a shift in momentum. It's a smart move.
Celtics making a switch here. Hayward's checked in, and New Orleans also making a change. Diallo's checked in. Irving drives in. Outside Tatum. But they recover it. Inside. Here's Horford. And nothing is falling for him right now. Pelicans leading by 12. Randall outside. And Randall throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Irving for 3. It's good for his 4th bucket of the night. He's shooting 4 of 8.
Now, don't sleep on Kyrie Irving's perimeter game. Yes, he can get inside and score at will, but boy, you better check that jumper.
Hill against Hayward. Hill passes to Clark. Over in the corner, Randall. And Moore kicks to Clark over Irving. No good from Clark.
Defensive positioning so important, and he could not have played him better there.
Brown dishes to Irving. A 3-ball. Pelicans pull it in. Randall surveying the D. Knocked loose and stolen by Irving. Moore against Brown. Over Moore. Off the left rim and out.
Well, he carves out the space he needs, just the finish was not good.
Here's Randall. The shot, no good. Now Boston takes it the other way. Tatum passes to Irving. A moment to check out who the New Orleans Pelicans have coming up. On Wednesday, they'll go up against Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Miami Heat.
And for the matchup with the Lakers, it's going to be an all-out battle. And you just hope they are rested and able to execute their game plan, as it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
Randall down low, working on Horford. Randall with the bucket. Randall's got 4 points this quarter. And so it's Boston with it. It's a 13-point game. Outside Irving. Hayward outside. Brown against Moore. 5 on the clock. And it's Brown missing. And so Miller will bring it up for New Orleans. Here's Clark. 6 points for him.
Boy, Kyrie Irving becoming a better and better defender over time. Nice block right there.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. Clark kicks to Randall. Back to Miller. Kick out to Moore. Launches it. Hayward grabs the board. Celtics trail by 11. Here's Brown. And that one goes long.
A nightmare quarter for this guy. Simply can't buy a bucket.
Brown against Moore. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. From about 19 feet, Hayward can't hit.
Boy, that's a tough miss. Does well to get himself open and then botches it up.
New Orleans moving it around and stolen by Tatum. Over Randall. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's foul number 2 for him. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Celtics. New Orleans also making some changes. Davis comes in for Diallo, and it's Elfrid Payton in for Ian Clark. New Orleans leading by 11. And Moore kicks to Davis. Moore against Brown. Miller outside. And the pass to Davis. Over Hayward. And Davis with the basket on the assist by Miller. Davis has got 20.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today. Timeout. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You take a look at the Warriors. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, the Pelicans. They're right in 3rd place now.
And I think for New Orleans, for me, they've taken the league by storm this season. I felt like they were maybe a year ahead of schedule in terms of being an elite group. But you look at them right now, and here they are.
Yeah, they weren't really on anyone's radar before the season began, but they're definitely there now. He does everything right except drain the shot.
And Moore kicks to Davis. To the inside, Hayton drops in the layup for 2.
Boy, at 6'4", Elfrid Payton has great size at his position and uses it to his advantage to score inside.
Payton against Irving. Baines dishes to Brown. The fader. Anthony Davis grabs the miss.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
Randall outside. Dishes it to Miller. Back to Randall. Down low. Davis with the bucket. Davis has got 4 this quarter.
And so far, they have been in complete control of this one. Just a well-rounded effort on the road.
Really just sheer dominance, going into enemy territory and flat out taking over this one.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
That's his first personal foul.
The Celtics shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
I think you know that Kyrie Irving has such great love and passion for the game of basketball. This guy is on fire to get better.
Marcus Smart's checked in for Boston. And New Orleans also making a change. Mirotic is checked in for Moore. And so Irving nails both of them. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for New Orleans. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
Yeah, I just thought their energy was lacking defensively. Just gave up way too many easy shots.
And when the defense isn't there, Greg, you really open up the floodgates for the other team. They didn't have any heart.
Here's Irving. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Payton up top, guarded by Smart. Outside for Davis. Payton right side. Randall finds Mirotic. Shot clock at 6. With some arc. And Boston with the rebound. KG, I wanted to give you a special thanks for joining us, helping us with the call tonight. You always have a seat at this table to broadcast any of our games.
Oh, man, thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me come through, man. It was an honor, man, seriously.
We'll do it again soon.
Let me know, man.
That's
Let me
KG.
know.
That's the great Kevin Garnett.
My dog.
And always a special occasion to have KG with us, Doris, a guy who really brings it every time we speak with him.
Well, his enthusiasm is contagious. This guy is a leader on and off the court. There's a vibrancy, a joy that he brings that was key to his success as a player and how fun as a broadcaster.
And last year, the Celtics appearing in the Eastern Conference Finals for a 35th season.
Simply incredible, Kevin. The most in the East by far. The Sixers and Pistons are a distant second and third. And the way this front office has constructed this roster, expect that total to rise in the coming years.
One shot, mind the lanes.
And that one misses.
And he just seemed to have a little more fire in the first quarter than he has in this one. And it showed in all the trips he made to the free throw line. Those have dried up. Playing with lots of energy here, trying to cause turnovers.
I love the tenacity right now. Definitely on the prowl, looking for every opportunity to make a steal. The other team has got to be sharp.
Okafor is checked in for New Orleans. To the middle. That one's good. The New Orleans lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Hayward.
I'll tell you, he's been one area they haven't had to worry about tonight. He's been scoring at will.
Payton against Rozier. Payton gets the bucket. Payton's got 6.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Smart with the ball. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. The shot's good on the assist by Horford.
And, Kev, I think it's crucial that Marcus Smart be able to drain these mid-range shots, right? He does a great job squaring himself up.
Payton against Rozier. Payton kicks to Davis. With 1 on the clock. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Well, that's outstanding execution, Greg. You always want to get the last shot of the quarter, which is precisely what they did there.
And so it's New Orleans, looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Elfrid, how big is defense going to be in the second half to help you get this win?
It's going to be big. That's what it's going to come down to. Defense wins games.
It certainly does, Elfrid. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk first half. A tremendous game we're seeing from Anthony Davis. He ended up with 24 points, 2 steals, and 2 rebounds. He seems to have carried the momentum from his last game right into tonight. What did you think, Shaq, about New Orleans?
Anthony Davis, tough big to match up with. Tremendous shooting range, complements his back to the basket game, and he has the quickness to go around you. And he also has the hops to rise above you.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Boston?
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And as we return, we get a look at the Boston skyline. Those drone cameras are really something. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You know, Davis has been exceptional here, guys.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Well, he made them pay down there. Uses his size and body well to score close to the bucket.
Pelicans leading by 13. Irving at point with Brown to his side. They're the backcourt. Tatum out there with Hayward. And it's Horford in at the center position. That's the Boston 5. Randall no good.
Yeah, affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint. You know, I think the beauty of Gordon Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics is that, one, he was reunited with his old college coach, and two, he was familiar with the system and knew his skill set was a perfect match.
Two.
That free throw good from Hayward. Well, Doris, with Hayward's ability to shoot and pass from the wing, his fit with the Celtics just made sense.
You know, it probably was not easy for Gordon Hayward to leave Utah, the organization that drafted him and put faith in him. But to me, the Boston situation was too good to pass on.
Hayward hits them both.
What a package Gordon Hayward brings to the table. Size, athleticism, high IQ for the game of basketball. You can count on his decision-making at both ends. I just love his game.
Miller surveying the floor. 5 on the clock. Here's Payton. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, Elfrid Payton, we define him as an elite defensive player, but he's improving his shot selection and getting better at picking his spots. I think we saw that for sure last year.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw, no good. You know, Doris, with Payton, it's good to see his game is coming along.
You know it is, Kevin. He took a lot of hits early on because he didn't have a consistent perimeter shot. But last year, he was starting to make that next jump to be a bigger threat on the offensive end.
And the second free throw, good.
I think Elfrid Payton has exciting potential. He's got unbelievable defensive instincts and work habits. He just needs to develop a little bit more on the offensive end.
Payton against Irving. Over Payton. Miller grabs the miss. And here's Miller. He'll bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. 17 points was their biggest margin.
Well, this is an area of his game that he's continuing to work on. Elfrid Payton's three-point shooting getting better and better.
Irving passes to Tatum. Irving surveying the floor. Out to Hayward. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 4 assists in the game.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Pass to Randall. Back to Moore. Lays it up and banks it in. Moore's got his second basket of the game.
I love this approach. Despite the lead, still attacking, adding fuel to the fire.
They are absolutely relentless right now, Greg. There's no end in sight. They are going for it.
Brown outside. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
Well, this is a shot that Jaylen Brown must make consistently. Nice seeing him start to look confident, stroking it from deep.
Davis inside, guarded by Tatum. Moore against Tatum. Moore finds Miller. Shoots the three. Rebounded by the Celtics. Irving's got 4 rebounds in this game. Passes it to Hayward. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, and Gordon Hayward is a player who's always found a way to add something to his game. Now he feels comfortable going at a defense either inside or out. Great strength when attacking the rim and can shrug off those defenders.
Two shots.
The first one falls. And Greg, you mentioned Hayward's strength. That and his ball fakes seem to be not as recognized as they should be.
Yeah, I think Hayward has one of the better pump fakes in our league. Great deception with inside-out dribbles to create space. And the things he does well aren't immediately apparent, but Hayward's terrific fundamentals are what make him a great scorer.
Doris, you were a point guard in your playing days. What qualities did you look for in a backcourt mate, someone to play off you?
Well, I would say they were similar to what I looked for in all of my teammates. Certainly you wanted players who were 3-tool players, somebody who could put the ball on the floor, use their dribble well, somebody who could pass well, who could identify, okay, the next player is open, I need to make this pass. And then the competitive attributes, Kevin. How hard did you play on a night-by-night basis? Did you prioritize winning over individual success? All the qualities I think you look for in a backcourt mate are what you would look for in any teammate.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And no doubt Brad Stevens, one of the most respected young coaches in the NBA. Doris, he doesn't try to coach around foul trouble.
You know what I love about Brad Stevens is he's always trying to question the norm, meaning he doesn't want to do something simply because that's the way it's always been done. So just because a guy has 2 fouls doesn't mean he automatically takes them out. I like that kind of out-of-the-box thinking.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown. Pelicans leading by 11. And Moore kicks to Hill. Payton in the corner. The feed to Davis. Over Irving. And there's Davis. That's good on the assist from Payton. And that's now 26 points for Anthony Davis. Boston's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. On its way from Irving for 2. Nice shot from the wing.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
And it's Davis missing.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
Brown, good.
And Kevin, Jaylen Brown thrives when it comes to scoring through contact. This is a guy who is constantly looking to initiate that body contact with the defense.
And no good. Now the Celtics take it the other way. Makes it off the glass. Brown's got his third basket of the night.
After being held scoreless in the first, he's turning it on here in the second.
Now here's Payton. 12 points for him. Yep, that one goes. Payton's got 14.
How about the soft release on the floater by Elfrid Payton? To me, that's a necessary skill for a point guard in today's NBA.
Irving kicks to Tatum. On the wing, Brown. He's defended by Randall. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kept alive. The kick out to Tatum. Payton against Irving. Irving double team. And now Moore pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And it's in there. And it's an 11-point New Orleans lead.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Hayward is doubled. And the turnover again by Boston.
And while we've got a chance, let's check out the stats for Hayward. He's putting up about 16 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Agreed. A lot of guys in this league would be very happy with that stat line, but this guy is the real deal. He is built for more.
Hill passes to Payton. Davis with it. Now guarded by Tatum. Davis dishes to Hill. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And Hayward with the block.
Well, this is where Gordon Hayward has turned himself into a dependable two-way player. How good is he at using his length to turn away these shots?
Terry Rozier's checked in for Gordon Hayward. And the Pelicans making a change here as well. Diallo, he's checked in for Davis. Irving kicks to Tatum. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And we talk about someone being thrown into the fire. Tatum called on early by the Celtics his rookie year.
That's right. With the injury to Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum was placed into a very prominent role. And how impressive was he with the poise and the polish throughout the year? Really incredible.
And that one falls for Tatum. Doris, statistically, today's game is picked apart by so many different ways. But for you, what are the statistical areas that you are most interested in?
Well, I think one of the things that can be undervalued, particularly from the defensive side of the ball, are things like deflections or charges taken or even shots contested. And I say those things, Kevin, because deflections force an offense to restart. Charges taken gets a possession for your team. And shots contested affects, obviously, the field goal percentage of the team you're guarding. So it's all of those little defensive stats that you really have to track and be monitoring to understand the value that they have on winning.
Very interesting. Moore. Sweet little floater. Moore's got 8.
Boy, what touch. You know, a lot of guys don't have the kind of feel necessary to make the floater.
Rozier the pass to Tatum. Smart kicks to Tatum. It's stolen by Randall. Payton against Rozier. It's Hill on the wing. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. And it's 6 points for Hill.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
Pass to Horford. Rozier against Moore. And it's Rozier missing.
Gets it to very close range, but there was no way the defense going to back off and give him that layup.
Hill, no good. Celtics trail by 14. Rozier with the ball. Now Payton defending. And the basket by Rozier.
Not an easy finish right there, but a beautiful move to give himself just enough space to get in close and knock it down.
Payton finds Randall. Back to Payton. And there's the pass to Randall. Lays it up and banks it in. He's got 10.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Smart on the wing. And Elfrid Payton with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. New Orleans making some changes here. Okafor is checked in for Randall, and Mirotic subbed in for Solomon Hill. Outside Tatum. 6 on the shot clock, and Horford wide open. He shoots, and a miss there on the triple.
Oh, he'd like to have that one back. You almost never get that wide open a look.
Smart against Moore. Payton in the corner. With the floater, and it's sent back by Horford.
Well, how about the anticipation from Al Horford? Perfectly times the release, sends it back.
Defensively, they've got to do a better job getting out there on him on those mid-range jumpers. That's his specialty.
Payton kicks to Mirotic. Here's Diallo. Back to Mirotic. From deep three-point range. Here's Okafor. And yes, it's good. Okafor's got 7.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Smart against Moore. It's Smart with the drive. He's off on that one. Pelicans leading by 14. Now Moore. 8 points for him. Payton kicks to Okafor. And it's sent back by Horford. And here is Rozier. Smart deciding where to go with it. Off target from outside.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
Moore dishes to Payton. Back to Moore. Fires from deep. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Payton's got 4 assists now tonight.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot.
Smart with the ball. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, just a matter of he needs to be there a split second earlier. Not much room for error when you're setting a screen.
Miller's checked in for Elfrid Payton. Diallo the pass to Mirotic. That one drops for him. 1:11 left in the third quarter. To the paint. Here's Tatum. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Jahlil Okafor.
How about the confidence from this young gun? Jason Tatum's length is tough to deal with inside, guys.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
The first free throw is good.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Both shots good from the stripe.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Here's Moore. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half.
Morris looking over the floor. The baseline J. And he gets the jumper to drop. Morris has got 7.
Marcus Morris money in the mid-range.
Pelicans leading by 17. Here's Diallo. Miller finds Okafor. Good work defensively by Horford. The Celtics have gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime, shooting 8 of 15. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And maybe pushing too hard at this point, getting a little desperate.
Yeah, it certainly looks like they're forcing it. They're trying to make quick, hard decisions instead of focusing on making the right play.
Rozier against Moore. Kicks it to Davis. Back to Moore. It could go. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
And you can't end the period any better than that.
Boy, you call that a perfect closeout. You love the aggressiveness on the offensive end leading to that final shot.
And so it's New Orleans taking a 19-point lead into the break. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. Back to the action after this word. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Celtics trail by 19. So for New Orleans right now, we've got Davis. Ejuan Moore is out there with Miller. Then there's Mirotic, and it's Okafor in at the 5. But they get it back. Morris kicks to Horford. Right side Smart over Miller, and that one off the back of the rim and in. Smart's got the 4th quarter started here with a bucket for the Celtics. And stolen by Tatum. Miller grabs the miss. Miller's got 4 rebounds in this game. Moore outside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his first personal.
And Ejuan Moore has always been a solid shooter in the NBA, Greg, and he's continued to grow in that department.
I mean, just look at the career numbers from deep in terms of efficiency. In the last few years, he started to take on more and more volume in terms of the three-point shot. Hasn't changed his percentages, though, at all. And I would give him the green light as much as he wants from beyond.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And some changes here for the Celtics. Gordon Hayward comes in for Al Horford. And it's Brown in for Marcus Smart. Both good from the line that time. And here's Rozier. He brings it up for the Celtics. Trailing by 19. Morris outside. Okafor with the steal. Left side Mirotic. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pelicans will retain possession. Davis, the pass to Miller. Shoots over Brown.
Well, Brown taking away the shooter's airspace, effectively crowd scorers and gets them out of their comfort zone.
The kick out to Rozier. The Celtics working the ball around now. To the inside. Excellent D there from Okafor. Pelicans leading by 19. Pulls up on the wing. And there's Mirotic on the assist from Moore.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
The Celtics have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Brown with it, and it's Miller picking him up. Morris kicks to Brown. Good on the bucket.
You know, since halftime, he's finally started to shoot with confidence.
Well, for New Orleans, shooting about 59% from the floor offensively, they've been running without a hitch. And it's Moore penetrating out to Miller, and Mirotic has it in the corner. Over Hayward. Mirotic's shot is off.
They're fortunate to be in front given how shaky he's been from the floor tonight.
Pelicans pull it in. Miller's got 5 rebounds tonight. Mirotic against Hayward. Pass to Miller. He feeds it to Okafor, and then Okafor slams it in.
I'll tell you, he gets into terrific post position. The entry feed is right where it needs to be.
Here's Morris, and misses it off the right side of the rim. And here's Moore outside. Hayward grabs the board.
Boy, he's so used to having a hand in his face that I think it caught him off guard to be that wide open.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Yes, that goes in.
Well, Gordon Hayward is a special talent, Kevin. This guy has got size and speed and handle, and that's a nightmare for a defender.
And Mirotic has it in the corner. Good on the three-point shot. Mirotic has got 5 points in the quarter.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
Here's Morris. Okafor grabs the miss. Okafor's got 5 rebounds tonight. Miller outside. He kicks it to Moore. And the league last season, Doris, looking to tighten up on the traveling calls. You think that's a move in a positive direction, and it's had a good effect?
Well, Kevin, I'm sure you agree with this. We want to see if there's a traveling violation, it should be called.
Yes.
We have given the offensive players enough advantages, and by that I mean we've made it less physical on the perimeter. You know, we've allowed for freedom of movement, and so I think anytime you learn from a kid, listen, if you pick up that pivot foot, it's a travel. In the past, I thought a lot were missed. What's your take on it, Kev?
I like what you said, and even more for the younger kids who are learning the game, they got to play the right way. It's got to be called.
That's right.
That's a 2 from Rozier. Connects, the jumper drops.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Passes it to Okafor. Inside. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. A shot by Hayward, wide open. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. 30 points for Gordon Hayward.
He's shooting the lights out down the stretch, trying to keep them competitive.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Guard Terry Rozier, a fantastic spark plug off the bench for this team, Doris.
But the reality to me is Terry Rozier is a good enough player to be a starter in the NBA, but that ability to create instant offense, really special.
Al Horford is checked in for Boston. Irving comes in for Terry Rozier. And then for New Orleans, Randall's checked in for Okafor. And it's Payton in for Mirotic. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the New Orleans Pelicans. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Tatum dishes to Brown. To the paint. Here's Horford. The kick out to Brown. And finished off by Brown.
Well, at 6'7", this is a forward, Jaylen Brown, who handles it well, cuts his way right through the defense.
Outside, Davis. Payton outside. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
Well, just big-time athleticism. When Elfrid Payton is driving with a purpose, he is determined to score.
Irving double team. Pass to Horford. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Davis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Randall. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Horford. Irving against Payton. Irving kicks to Brown. From past the arc, and Irving with the basket on the assist by Brown. Brown's got 3 assists tonight.
Oh, no defense right there for that shot from Irving. Released so quick, especially off the pass.
Payton finds Randall. Over Horford. Randall no good.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
And there's the bucket from Tatum.
Oh, great ball movement there.
New Orleans leading by 14. Left side, Davis. Kick out to Moore. Hayward against Payton. Just 5 on the clock. It's tipped.
Well, really improving as a defender. Jason Tatum has those long arms to redirect shots.
Here's Moore. That's good, and it's Miller with the assist. Miller's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Simply crushing it right now. So much more accurate in the second half than he was in the first.
The pass to Horford. Back to Irving. Out to Hayward. The three-pointer no good. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. And they double up Davis. And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That's his first foul. Randall down low, working on Horford. Randall with the bucket. And the Pelicans lead by 18. Irving against Payton. Now, here is Irving. D right on him. Hayward from outside. The shot off that time. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Payton outside. New Orleans moving the ball around. Randall passes to Payton. Irving against Payton. And they cash in right away with the quick shot. Irving's got 5 points now in the quarter.
How easily scoring comes for Kyrie Irving. So intelligent, such a good decision maker.
Here's Davis. It's blocked. Hayward on the wing. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
You know, guys, when you think of Al Horford, he is the prototypical big for what the Boston Celtics hope to do. This guy is very switchable on the defensive end. He can also make three-point shots at a high percentage, which is critical to the spacing they hope to achieve offensively.
Two.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Horford, he's always been a plus defender throughout his career.
He has, Kevin, and I don't necessarily think that it translates to statistics. However, Al Horford is critical to what they do on the defensive end.
Hayward hits them both.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's a good call, Greg. They need a fresh, new approach here.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
And this is exactly what a star player is supposed to do. Coming off a loss, he made sure they weren't going to make it 2 in a row. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Alvin Gentry told his team during the break. He told them, I don't want us to be satisfied yet. We can congratulate ourselves later, after we win. Right now, we have to close this one out. He doesn't seem to think this one's over yet, Kevin.
Here's Miller. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. And the Pelicans lead by 16. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Boston. And Davis sends it back.
He's got that huge wingspan, and boy, does he use it well on the defensive end. If Davis is within shouting distance of the shooter, there's a good chance he'll get a hand on it.
Irving against Payton. 5 to shoot. Over Tatum. Payton can't get it to go.
And why take that contested shot? I mean, make the extra pass.
No, that's a head scratcher. When the defense is in your grill, move the ball.
Pelicans leading by 16. Moore outside. Knocks it loose and taken away by Brown.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for New Orleans.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
You know what? It was a team that was in sync and just trusted one another to take the right shots.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-gamer.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Anthony Davis.
Boy, forget about his stats for a second, right? What impressed me most was his stamina. It seemed like he was involved in every play. And with that kind of activity, I don't know how you don't wear down.
Here's Hayward. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. Hayward's got 34.
Listen, the jumper is a key weapon for this team. When Gordon Hayward's effective with it, their offense becomes more efficient. Simple as that.
Here's Davis. And Irving pulls it down. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And there's the bucket from Tatum.
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Right. Frustrating for sure, Greg. I don't think they'll be able to mount a comeback at this point.
Down low, Davis, and Davis throws it down.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
No, I think that they've been locked in during this game. They didn't let the opposing crowd get to them at all. This has been pure domination.
To the inside, and it's slammed in by Davis.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
At this point, they're completely overwhelming them. The opposition looks totally defeated.
So we see New Orleans taking the W here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Elfrid, first off, congrats on the win. What was the key to getting this one?
Oh, man, we made shots. We did a good job of, just getting to the rim.
Big effort tonight, Elfrid. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, This is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.